Hey, Sagittarius, and welcome to your 2024 January reading. I'm Madeline, if we haven't met before, and happy fake new year. I do genuinely mean happy new year. I just mean that we're trying to skip over winter, and that is not a thing. Over here on the fucking Village Witch channel, we're still in winter, and we don't go by the fucking arbitrary Gregorian ass fucking old ass calendar. Earth is telling me what the fuck time it is, and it is telling me that it is rest, recover, it is shed, it is get the soil ready to spring into action when the spring comes, not to leap right into the fucking like fake ass new year. I'm just saying, okay? Like, do it how you want. I'm not trying to discourage you from doing new resolutions or starting new things. Anytime is a good time to start a new good habit. I'm just saying that you're leaving some transformative magic on the table if you skip winter. If we skip the ending part of the cycle, which is a part of every single cycle, okay? Okay, all right. I've said enough. Let's get into the story of your month, which we will pull as always, the story of your month in the form of tarot. And to cap off your reading, we will pull a couple cards from the Star Codes Astro Oracle deck to get a little more information from Spirit. And now, if you would like, Sag, as I am shuffling these cards, I invite you, if you would like, to take a deep breath, maybe even close your eyes if that feels comfortable where you are, and set an intention, or perhaps open a space to receive a message. Maybe there's nothing on your mind at all, and you're just here to see where the winds are blowing. Or maybe there's been something going on that has been at the top of your mind and you would like some clarity around that. I invite you to bring whatever it is forward and ask for clarity from Source via this pre-recorded message, because time is a fucking flat circle and we're all connected at all times. So, yeah. All right. So, Spirit, we want to know, what is the story for Sagittarians in January 2024? Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising, and Dominant folks. Spirit, what do they need to know for their highest good in the month of 2024? My Sagittarian friends, what kind of themes are showing up, Spirit? Kind of helpful or hindering influences? What is showing up for Sagittarius, and what do you want them to know for their highest good, to bring forth their fulfillment, peace, ease, abundance, security, spirit, and of course, joy? Most important ingredient for all of us, but particularly for Sagittarians. Y'all need to be all lit up. Perfect. Okay. Sagittarius, month of January. Let's go. Wheel is turning. You have options and new things are coming toward you. All right, Sagittarius. Center of your reading, the Judgment card, the wake-up call, the epiphany, the unmistakable, I can't unring that bell. I can't unsee that sight. I can't go back to sleep after I've woken up to this fact or feeling or idea or epiphany. Now, crossed by that is, but I'm going to try really fucking hard. I'm going to try real hard to go back to sleep. I'm going to try real hard to climb back into this coffin and shut the lid and be like, I don't know, maybe I'm okay here. Which isn't very, it's not common. You don't hear a lot about that in Sagittarians. But Two of Swords can be a little bit of, we're not taking our feelings into account. Maybe we're trying to be logical. Maybe we're trying to say, okay, but I make this much money at this job, or when I'm in this type of living situation or whatever. And if I change that, it's going to go down. And that's not more calculated than, am I in alignment? Do I feel good? Am I good where I am? I'm not concerned. I do see some of you are trying to okay, and this is a great time to remind you, Sagittarius, these are general messages, and I'm receiving different messages for different Sagittarians that are listening. So some of this will resonate, some of it will not. If it doesn't resonate, then it's not for you and you don't need to worry about it, okay? Some of you, it feels like you are trying to hold on to something that is draining, something that is tiresome, something that you've been like holding on to and holding up, and like that's what spirit is showing me, is like somebody like holding up a wall, like, oh, I got to keep this standing, and that means I got to stay right here and hold it like this, and that doesn't leave like a lot of energy and availability for other things. And I feel like some of you, that's where this epiphany is. This epiphany is around like, if I want to get somewhere, go somewhere, reach something that I'm looking for, I have to move. It sounds very simple, right? But it's not always easy, even when things are simple. You've been very devoted. You've put in a lot of work and a lot of time. You can stay if you want to. And a lot of you, I do feel, are moving on. Sitting in the basement, Six of Swords. I've learned this from the past, and now I'm moving on. I've taken what I can get from the difficulty and the strife and the fights that I've been through. I'm not going to carry these swords as wounds in my body. I'm going to pull them out and make them into kind of compass points that lead me forward. So I want to be oriented to peace. I want to be oriented to authenticity. I want to be oriented to, you know what I mean? Fill in the blank. Maybe you've been through some shit, haven't we all? Maybe you've been through some shit, some strife, some conflict in the fairly recent past. What Spirit would ask you to do is harvest the truth from those swords, distill the wisdom from the judgment. Okay? What medicine did those difficult things give you? Did they teach you better boundaries? Did they teach you to trust your intuition when you first hear it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Take those forward. Make a deliberate point of, maybe you even do a little 2023 inventory. Here's what I learned in 2023. Here's what I'm leaving behind in 2023 so that I can take these things forward into 2024. That kind of vibe. And again, it's still winter. So if you're like, oh, I haven't figured all that out, you're right on time. This is the time to be figuring out, this is what I'm leaving behind. This is what can go. This is what isn't giving me life anymore. That kind of thing, right? Now, crowning your reading, beautiful, love it. Chariot, movement toward victory, taking the reins, making a choice, seizing the day. These are all the things that Spirit is saying. And when you take the wheel turns. That's what Spirit is saying. The wheel of fortune sits in the future. Your future changes because in the present moment, you are taking the reins and making new decisions based on good data that you've taken and deliberately processed from the past. You have come a long way, baby. Spirit Spirit is honoring how some of you have felt like, again, it's like, I've been working at this for so long, or trying to do this or hold this together or make it to this place for so long. And Spirit wants to congratulate you on your faith, on moving toward what feels good or right, even when you're not completely sure where that is going to land you. Spirit is really like being quite loud with that, where it's like, sometimes doing the right thing has negative consequences in the present and in the earthly realm, but knowing that we did the right thing can be the thing that keeps us going. I don't know why they're bringing that up, Sag. Maybe you know why they're bringing that up. The energy around and available to you, the Hierophant. Spirit says, who makes the rules? Whose rules, whose structures are you operating inside of? I don't feel like it's working against you. This feels like a good reading. It feels like you're moving like in an orderly fashion and yet in an exciting direction. That's funny. That's what I'm hearing. Some of you might be going to school. That could be why this Hierophant is popping up. Or some of you, it's like, again, I'm working in this corporate structure, or I'm teaching or learning sacred, secret knowledge. That's, the Hierophant does. It's like the Pope, or, a priest, or a teacher, or a personal trainer, where it's like, I have taken years to assemble all of this secret arcane knowledge that you don't have. And if you would like to play by the rules, I will share that knowledge with you. So, what structure is this in your life? This can be also your religion, where it's like, okay, I have to operate within these bounds. And some of you might be having some epiphanies around that. Like, oh, these rules don't make sense for me anymore. That's what I'm hearing. It's not true for everyone, but it's going to be true for some of you that it's like, ooh, this might be one of the elephants in the room that I've been ignoring. Is like, I've been going by these people's rules, and once I take the blindfold off, I'm not going to be able to unsee what it is I really ought to be doing. That's what I'm hearing. It's like some of, there's no such thing as getting off track, okay? There's such things as detours in life. We're here to have experiences, we're here to create, and we're here to learn. Not like in a learn your lesson type of way, but in a wow, I'm a soul dropped into essentially like an avatar, like a video game. Now I get to explore. It's like a sandbox type of video game, right? Where it's like I'm wandering around, I'm talking to anybody, I'm trying anything. Um, you need to do you. And sometimes it helps to wake up to the fact that this is all a little bit of a game and you can change the rules if you want to. Sometimes we just take it for granted that we're under certain rules, and not necessarily true. Okay? Follow your own guidance. You do have the Hierophant around you, but sitting in the place representing the potential, which is the same as your hopes and fears, because all cards have a double face, is like, I hope to be a beacon. I hope to be a lighthouse, a guide of truth that can always be trusted. And I fear that being that will isolate me. I fear that being the beacon and the lighthouse that I am, and the individual and the hermit, that will leave me isolated because people will not understand. And that may be true. But again, like Spirit said, when you are doing what feels right and what feels in alignment, even if there is short term or present um, difficulty that is caused by that, it will be a net positive to do what you know that is right in your fucking soul and in your heart. And if you don't know if it's right in your soul or your heart, talk to your body. Your body's also going to know, does it feel tight or does it feel loose? Does it feel afraid or does it feel excited? Tune in. Sitting in the key position, Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady, growing your money, working on your craft. I see that it's like, what it feels like is this takes off a lot faster in the future, but for right now, take it really slow. Take it really slow. What are you cultivating? Maybe this is even like an investment. That's what I'm hearing for some of you. So some of you, it's like, I'm going to school, Hierophant, Knight of Pentacles. I'm slow and steady. I'm working my way through this program so that ultimately I can make some more money. For others of you, it's something like I'm taking this idea forward, slow and steady. I'm learning what I need to learn. And it's going to get into faster motion when you make that decision and take the wheel. When you do what the charioteer does and get your hopes and your skills on the same side as your fears and your doubts. Is like, hey, we're all in this together. It takes all three of us to power this thing and get it where we want to go. And you are not demonized. My fears, my doubts, my shadows, you are not bad things. You are parts of me that need to be integrated for me to have wholehearted success. Okay? When you do that, you're going to make better decisions and you're going to pull the reins in better directions than if you're only trying to listen to like one side of yourself or leave something out of your calculations that is not necessarily something that makes sense. You want to leave the irrational out, but intuition is irrational. Feelings are irrational, right? Some numbers are irrational and yet they exist and yet they are real, you know? When you know what to do, when you have the epiphany, move with it. Okay? That's what I'm hearing. Oh no. Wow, pardon me, Sagittarius. Oh my gosh. Whew, bless my heart. Okay. Now, finally, Spirit, I want to pull a couple of star codes for Sagittarius in the month of January. Spirit, wow. They just dropped right out. It's 2 and everything. Okay. Wow. How perfect is this? These energies work beautifully together because they basically represent the same thing. So, Aquarius, collaborate, and then the 11th house, which Aquarius is the 11th sign. So, collaborate and community. Oh, aren't these beautiful cards? Just on top of that. But okay, so 11th house, dreams, groups, organizations, long term goals. What are your long term goals? What kind of groups or causes do you affiliate yourself with and believe in and want to grab the reins and move and push things in that direction? Where, like, the other thing about the 11th house is this is goals that you need either a team or a network or an audience to be able to complete them. So, not the kind of goals that you can do just all by yourself. These are things that are done in community. Who is your community? How can you collaborate more? That might be something that helps things move forward faster for you. You're going to be able to find them when you acknowledge this epiphany that you're having. And again, it's different for every Sagittarius, but it could be something like fucking capitalism is a scourge on the planet, or actually we shouldn't be living like this, we should be living this other way, or whatever. There will be a group of people that are on that wave with you. Get with those people, hop on that wave. Okay, if anybody can hop on a fucking very progressive wave, it's a Sagittarius. How's this striking, Sag? Is it bringing anything up for you? Stories, questions, comments? You know that I would love to hear. I appreciate you so much for being here, Sag. I really hope that this helps you have a more fun, fulfilling month. And if I don't see you before then I hope that I will see you in your weekly reading. Bye, Sag.